How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. We're going to be talking about XRP. Apologize, I wasn't able to give you guys an update last night, but we're here. We're here to talk about what's happening. Some big news coming out that you need to be paying very close attention to if you are an XRP holder. So let's waste no more time and take a look at what's happening. So if you're looking across the board right now, we're still seeing once again, the market tumbling towards the downside. A lot of red, but in a grand scheme of things, nothing crazy. But yes, minor pullback for a broader market, and yet again, you're seeing meme coins actually being impacted more than the utility projects. But yes, a few handful coins that are up, but the majority of the market is still down right now. But if you're looking at XRP, down about 1.4%, but it's holding really nicely, and I'm going to explain why I say that. If you're looking at the price, $2.23, down 0.5% in Bitcoin comparative. Even though we're seeing a retracement of about 1.3%, valuation is sitting nice and strong above the 130 billion, to be exact, $131.1 billion. And the 24-hour trading volume at about $1.8 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So there's one of the biggest news coming out here, guys. You can see Chinese firm Vebis is filing with the US SEC to raise $300 million for XRP Treasury Plan and Ripple payments integration. And not any other digital asset. We're talking about XRP. And this is a big step in the right direction. A lot of people are talking about, the price is not moving, this and that, yada, yada, yada. Price is being controlled by the market makers, believe it or not, and a lot of big players that are accumulating XRP right now are doing it OTC, which a lot of people, just neglect. And that is something that, we don't want to be neglecting when we're looking at, the price of XRP and other digital assets as well. But look at this. DZ Bank, second largest German bank, goes live with Ripple custody. Here we have it. DZ Bank, Germany's second largest bank and the country's largest custodian with over $350 billion euros in assets under custody, has officially gone live with Ripple-powered digital asset custody platform. And $3.6 trillion asset manager, one of the biggest ones, JP Morgan, to accept Bitcoin and crypto ETFs as collateral for loans, which again is quite interesting here. Now we're seeing digital assets being used as collateral. And now, a lot of financial, institutions actually offer this option if you are obviously applying for a secured credit or even unsecured with the collateral in place in case of you filing for bankruptcy or whatever the case may be, or default, whatever it is. But pretty much the point here is there is a lot of option when it comes to crypto being used as collateral now, which again tells you how far this industry has come in. If you go kind of back a few years, there was no such thing as that. Simple as that. There was no such thing as that, and now we're seeing that happening because these banks understand that this is a real deal, in my opinion. But moving forward, this is very interesting. So it's going to be something that you want to really tune into. So this is a major movement on June 4th, 2025, which is today. House Financial Services Committee Chairman French Hill officially opened the full committee hearing on the Clarity Act, signaling Congress' intention to establish a unified federal framework for digital assets. His remarks acknowledged that digital assets and blockchains are driving the next era of internet evolution, but that the U.S. still lacks a coherent regulatory structure to match the momentum. Hill emphasized that both the SEC and CFTC lack clear jurisdictional boundaries, creating uncertainty that deters innovation and forces companies to either operate in legal gray zones, sue regulators for guidance, or flee the U.S. entirely to escape regulation by enforcement. And of course, this is the thing that will fix this time around under the new restructure of the SEC, because of course regulation is coming. There's new acts that are coming in place for this new emerging market. So I kind of take this back. I kind of can pretty much say that there are things that are being done. Obviously, you do not expect that to be done overnight. It does take some time. But very interesting take. Do let me know your personal thoughts down below. So now with the Clarity Act in focus, Congress is finally setting the stage for comprehensive structure to settle this thing. So this likely means that token classification, stablecoin rules, and digital asset market infrastructure will be codified very soon, paving the way for compliant use case, particularly for projects like Ripple and XRP, which have been at the center of the regulatory standoff. This is the regulatory unlock phase. Next comes the implementation. If you're positioned around assets, infrastructure providers, or legal wrappers, this is the window. So let me know your personal thoughts down below in regards to that. The XRPL ledger, promises to be cornerstone of the Internet of Value. Ripple is not only a cryptocurrency that was the most boring part. It's actually models the entire financial ecosystem, and you're already starting to see that happening slowly but surely. But let's take a look at what's happening with the price today. So if you're looking at the price, we're still seeing the dominance pulling down. In a grand scheme of things, it's still really high. 64% is not a thing to be getting overly excited about. If you're looking at BTC, of course, we got rejected at the $106,000. We nailed it as far as the target is concerned. We got rejected at that range, and we did see the price of BTC fall down back to this 105K range, which of course is to be expected. This was important for us to close above, which again, we failed to do so. So I'm not surprised that, we're seeing a little bit of a pullback. So right now, if we are not making our way above the 106K range, especially the $106,725 key resistance to be exact, I still think there is a chance for us to, retest the 102, potentially even the 100K range, believe it or not. But now, with that said, let's take a look at, what's happening with XRP right now. So if you're looking at XRP, it actually did wick up to 228. So we actually broke out of that resistance we've been speaking about over the course of the last few days. And now that exact same resistance has turned into support. So the price of XRP actually is holding better than people realize. So far so good. Like what I'm seeing here, of course, due to this Vebis news coming out, that's I think is huge as well. And maybe there are other factors as well, insiders that know something that we don't, because there are a lot of big transactions being made, a lot of big amounts of coins that are being transferred on chain. Numbers don't lie. But so far so good. Like what I'm seeing, we're still in the 38.2 fib zone. Like what I'm seeing here, and I think dominance, if it were to pull down, XRP will really benefit a lot based off of what we're seeing here. So I'm going to keep you guys covered. Of course, let me know down below what you guys think. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.